Shalom. Kal Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. That's GMS. Peace and blessing to the Akim and a few Akwat across the four winds. This is your brother Batamayim from Great Millstone Houston coming to you with a quick lesson. I screenshotted this from Instagram from the New York Post. Kamala Harris says U.S. must reduce population to fight climate change in latest gaffe. Now, it was really supposed to say reduce pollution, but they trying to clean it up by going back and say, well, she wasn't saying reduce population when that's actually the agenda is to reduce the population. Now, let me get the definition of that word gaffe just to show how they're trying to clean up things. So a gaffe is an unintentional act or remark causing embarrassment to its originator, a blunder. So she pretty much dropped the ball telling the actual plans of reducing the population instead of talking about this climate change, this so-called climate change of reducing pollution. Nah, y'all trying to reduce population. Like, let me get that actually before I go into this. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Like, we know what you're doing. We know that you're actually trying to reduce the population opposed to reduce pollution. Because if you're trying to reduce pollution, y'all wouldn't be dumping waste into the water. Y'all wouldn't be spraying chemtrails in the air. You wouldn't have these modified weather, and just call it, modified weather modification. You wouldn't be destroying the land. You wouldn't be destroying the animals. You wouldn't be deforestation. Like, come on now, the list goes on and on and on. But we're not ignorant to your devices. We know that you're trying to reduce the population. That's why you had people take that big pokey, and now you can see millions of people have been sent to the spirit world. But I wanted to go into Psalms chapter 64, because the first precept came to mind was Psalm 64 and 8. But I was going to start at verse 1 and then kind of read down until 8. So Lord willing, this is edifying. Psalm 64 verse 1. Hear my voice, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah power, and my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Now the Lord didn't give us the spirit of fear, but Lord, preserve our life from our enemies, because you can see that our enemy is trying to reduce the population, and mainly they're trying to get rid of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans because they know that we're Israelites, and Kamala Harris is not no Negro. I believe her dad is an Edomite and her mom is an Elamite. So either way it goes, she's a heathen. So either way it goes, she's going to go into captivity, whether she likes it or not. I'm pretty sure she'll end up liking it because, hey, she definitely was a bed wench. I'm sure she slept her way to the top. I remember seeing that one scene with her, another chick that was with, was that Montel Williams, a little talk show host. But Psalm 64 and 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Now that's going into Esau Edom, which is a self-proclaimed white man. They always have these secret councils like these G7, G20, or whatever, these summit meetings, and these meetings are to go up against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Psalm 64 and 3, who whet, W-H-E-T, is to sharpen. So who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So that goes into Esau Edom, and these different crafty counsels that they have. They pushing these propagandas and these lies, like to reduce population. Oops, I meant to reduce pollution. No, we know what you're trying to do. Psalm 64 and 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. That perfect, Israel really is that perfect, because the Lord, we're the sons of God. Yasharallah, he Prince Power, Yashar Allah, which is Israel. We're the princes of the power, so that's why we're perfect. Really it's talking about the elect, but ultimately, it'll go into all of Israel. Psalm 64 and 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They consume of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They believe that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is on their side. So they believe that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, has turned his back and just let him cut loose on the apple of his eye, which is fucking retarded. That's crazy. Like he's not going to turn his back on his people. He never have and he never will. But that just goes to show you that Esau, Edom, and these other heathen nations are deceived. They really believe that the Most High is on their side. Psalm 64 and 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and heart is deep. So, they research everything. They go into, how Jake, which is short for Jacob, which is Israel, how you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the things that you like, how you move, the way you dance. They study us. They take, plenty of notes, pretty much Esau, Edom really programmed us to be like him. That's why Yahweh Shah was going and calling other Israelites, ye are of your father the devil. Like, y'all acting like Satan. Y'all acting like the wicked, which is Esau, Edom. Psalm 64 and 7. But Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah power shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So this word that's going forth, this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures and these breakdowns is hurting them, because we're exposing them. We're exposing their plans. We're telling them what they're going to do before they do it. And just like I read in 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, we're not ignorant to his devices. So that hurts them. But only a few who see what's going on, those that are in the knowledge or in the know, they can see what's going on around them. And they can take heed. And they can move accordingly. Mainly, you got to move according to these scriptures. But they're ultimately going to be wounded when Yahweh Shah comes back, because he's going to have a head with many crowns. He's going to take over. He's going to be the ultimate ruler over the earth and the universe. Then under him is going to be King David. Then under King David is going to be the 144,000 men from the 12 tribes of Israel. And then under them would be the multitude, the innumerable multitude of Israel, which is the men, women, and children. So that's when the ultimate wound's going to be here, when that fathership comes and Yahweh Shah pulls up, and he's going to see the Lord of Sabaoth. That's the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, the ultimate general. He's going to take over and he's going to wound them. But the main point that I wanted to get was Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So her tongue fell upon herself. She's trying to say reduce pollution when she actually said reduce population. And it's always funny in like these little speeches or meetings or gatherings. They just be saying stuff and people in the crowd just be clapping. They don't even really know what's really going on. And I noticed that in a lot of movies when they push like these propagandas. Like a lot of times in these movies, or even in like TV shows and TV series and things like that, people just be in the crowd just clapping that are able to go in and be in the crowd in these meetings. They have no clue as to what's going on, because most of them are going to be the ones who go into captivity too. They don't care about their own people. They're going to have you in concentration camps too, right alongside the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because that's the main target. But Esau, Edom, and these other heathen nations, they don't really care that much about their people, especially Esau, Edom. He definitely doesn't care about you low class, low level Caucasians. He don't care about having y'all in captivity too. But that's all that I had on this lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders of Great Millstone as GMS. Peace and blessing to the Akim and a few Akwat across the four winds. Shalom and the Baba Ball.